Here's your rewritten version of the story, keeping the core narrative, tone, and structure intact within approximately 3,500 characters. When billionaire entrepreneur Marcus Reynolds paused outside his daughter's bedroom, he never imagined he'd witness a miracle. For the first time in 6 months since her leukemia diagnosis, 7-year-old Emma was laughing, not just smiling, but laughing like a child again. And dancing across the room with a feather duster turned magic wand was a woman he barely recognized, a black housekeeper named Alina Moore, who had only been hired a few weeks prior. Emma clapped her frail hands as Alina spun in circles, pretending to save sick unicorns from a galaxy of invisible danger. Marcus stood frozen in the doorway, overcome. The girl who had once radiated light had been fading before his eyes for months, but now, here she was alive again, even if just for a moment. The spell shattered when his briefcase slipped from his hands and hit the floor with a loud thud. Emma flinched and withdrew, curling into herself on the bed. Alina turned, startled, quickly straightening her uniform. "I'm so sorry, Mr. Reynolds." She asked me to tell her a story while I cleaned. But Marcus wasn't angry. If anything, he was stunned. "I haven't seen her laugh like that since she got sick," he murmured. What struck him most wasn't just Emma's reaction, it was Alina's. She didn't look at his daughter with pity. She saw her. Treated her like a person, not a diagnosis. "Your daughter has an incredible imagination," Alina said gently. "She told me she wants to be a space explorer one day." Marcus was still trying to process what he'd just seen when his wife, Clarissa, appeared in the doorway. Her icy tone sliced through the room. "Is there a reason the cleaning staff is playing pretend in my daughter's bedroom?" "She was keeping her company," Marcus replied carefully. "You're not here to entertain the child," Clarissa snapped. "You're here to clean. I hope that's clear." Alina apologized again, but Marcus noticed something in her eyes, a quiet strength. A refusal to bow. That night, he couldn't shake what he'd seen. Emma had been happy. Truly happy. But over the following days, Clarissa made it her mission to erase that happiness. Passive-aggressive comments about hygiene. Snide remarks about knowing your place. Then she crossed a line. "Maybe we should find a real cleaning service," she said loud enough for Alina to hear. "One that doesn't get emotionally involved." It was cruelty, plain and simple. When Alina finally defended herself, she revealed she had once been a hospital educator, working with terminally ill children. She had taken the housekeeping job only to care for her grandmother, who had Alzheimer's. The revelation silenced the room except for Clarissa, who laughed bitterly. "And yet, here you are. Cleaning my floors." What Clarissa didn't know was that Alina had begun recording everything: the racial slights, the veiled threats, the outright harassment. And when she overheard Clarissa on a phone call saying, "If Emma gets better too fast, Marcus might realize he doesn't need me," something inside her snapped. With the help of a legal contact, Alina brought the evidence to the authorities. By the time Clarissa was hosting her next charity brunch, police arrived at the door with Child Protection Services and an arrest warrant. Her friends froze, teacups midair, as Clarissa was handcuffed for medical neglect, harassment, and racial discrimination. "You kept her sick for control," Marcus said, barely able to look at her. Clarissa's carefully crafted world unraveled in minutes. Her friends turned on her. The press labeled her a monster. And Marcus? He took Emma to a new oncologist who recommended a more aggressive treatment. Within 6 months, Emma was in remission. Marcus offered Alina a permanent role in their lives, not as a cleaner, but as Emma's full-time caregiver and tutor. Eventually, something deeper grew between them. One day, Emma asked, "Is Alina going to be my real mom now?" Marcus smiled. "She already is." Clarissa, sentenced to 3 years in prison, now works in a public clinic. Ironically, helping care for children, perhaps finally learning the value of something she'd never truly understood. And Alina? She built something far more powerful than revenge. She built a family.